SIWANG'ANDU, you're welcome. Please take a seat. You are welcome to your committee, SIWANG'ANDU, Committee on Local Government Accounts. We will start with introductions, and I'll invite you, Council Secretary, to introduce yourself and allow your colleagues to do the same.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Isaac Mwale, Council Secretary for SIWANG'ANDU.
You can always pull the mic towards. So,
Good morning, Chair.
Excuse me. Use the other mic. You can switch off that one. Yes. That one is. You can switch off your mic. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Good morning. My name is Bwali Andrew, former Council Secretary for SIWANG'ANDU.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. My name is Mwansa Elliott. I'm the Director of Finance.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. Samuel Mwanza, Director Planning.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Betha Mwenyanyondo. I am the Council Advocate.
Thank you. Members from that end, you can use the mic at the far end there.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, honorable members. My name is Mwenyamogan Chisubula. I'm the Procurement Officer.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Honorables. My name is Akatakula Savior. I'm the Director of Engineering.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. I'm Chawinga Victor, former Director Engineering for SIWANG'ANDU.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members. My name is Carlo Samuel, Internal Auditor.
Thank you. Auditor General's Office.
Thank you so much, Chair, and good morning to you, and good morning, honorable members of this committee. Good morning, SIWANG'ANDU Town Council. My name is Makrob Maki. I'm the Acting Director, Muchinga Province, in the Office of the Auditor General.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, SIWANG'ANDU Town Council. My name is Kepson Mulenda, Acting Assistant Director for Muchinga Province.
Good morning. I'm Lovinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Directorate in the Office of the Auditor General. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, CS and your management team. My name is Mlenga Chama, coming from Office of Accountant General.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, honorable members of Parliament and SIWANG'ANDU. Good morning. My name is Jeffan Siame from the Office of Control of Internal Audit, Ministry of Finance.
Thank you, Chairperson, and good morning to you and the honorable members of your committee. SIWANG'ANDU Town Council, you're welcome to this session. I'm Kazinga Kennedy from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, SIWANG'ANDU Town Council. My name is Mulumbenj Kasanka from Local Government Service Commission. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk's Office.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Keke Makua from Office of the Clerk.
Good morning, Chair, and thank you. Emmanuel Walia from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you very much, honorable members of Parliament. Honorable Singombe.
Chair, I'm grateful and good morning to you. Good morning, honorable members of Parliament, our Secretariat, good morning, our permanent witnesses, good morning. SIWANG'ANDU Town Council, good morning. I'm Singombe Edgar, representing the people of Dundumwezi in Kalomo Southern Province. You're welcome.
Thank you. Honorable Member for Mufumbwe.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, and good morning. Good morning, our permanent witnesses, and good morning, our Secretariat. Good morning, our witness. You are welcome to your committee. My name is Kamondo. The other name has already been mentioned by my namesake, Elliot. Yes, thank you very much. Those are my two names, Elliot Kamondo. You're welcome to your committee.
Thanks. Honorable Member for Mitete.
Chair, good morning. I'm your servant from Mitete, Mutelo Mission.
Honorable Member for Mitete, introduction. He's still beating the child that was disturbed. Honorable Member for Mandevu.
Good morning to you, Chair, and the honorable members. Good morning to our permanent witnesses. Mr. Kazinga, good morning to you.
Good morning, Vice Chair.
SIWANG'ANDU Council, you are welcome to your committee on local government accounts. My name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I represent the good people of Mandevu. I'm a member of the committee. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair. SIWANG'ANDU, my name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siyavunga constituency, sitting in for a few minutes for our chairperson, Honorable Nyambosa, who is on his way. Before we get down to our business, SIWANG'ANDU, members of Parliament enjoy the immunity in the House under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, and the same is extended to you when you appear before any parliamentary committee, that whatever you say during our interaction cannot be used against you in any courts of law. However, if you choose to mislead your committee, to misinform your committee, the same Cap 12 will be applied on you. But I have no doubt in my mind that you wouldn't take that road, and that this morning you give us factual information, the information that will help us be able to generate a very good report, the report that will submit before Honorable Madam Speaker in the main house. With that said, let me now invite you, Council Secretary, to make your submission before this committee. You may proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe, Chair, before I make my submission, I would want two documents that should be admitted to this House. I think within the submission that we made to you, it's the termination of contract for the construction of Mukungwa, which was omitted in the document. I would want these copies to be handed over to you.
That is fine.
Yeah.
Somebody will come and pick them up.
Thank you, Chair.
You may proceed. Thank you.
Yes, Chair, the first question, Chair, is construction of Mukungwa Health Post. Chair, the cause of the query, Chair, Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and state that the contractor had reported back for the remaining works and was instructed to use the standard blocks for the incinerator, which had been done. He further requested for an extension of the contract, which was approved, and still failed to complete the remaining works despite constant reminders. Action taken, Chair. Council terminated the contract because of the contract's delays and used force accounting to complete the remaining works, which have since been completed, and the project handed over to the community for use. A remedial measure, Chair. The Council had very few qualified engineers, and local government service has employed the civil engineer, electrical engineer, and assistant electrical engineers to enhance the monitoring and supervision of our projects. Chair, the second one is misappropriation of funds. Chair, the cause of a query. Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and state that the 5 beneficiaries had changed part of the loan component from the initial approved business proposals without the approval of the Constituency Development Fund Committee. The 6th loan beneficiary had completely changed from carpentry to resale of household goods such as curtains and furniture. Action taken, Chair. Council wishes to report that the loan beneficiary has since been since applied for authority to approve the misapplied component of the loan for the change from the initial approved business proposals after failing to reimburse the misapplied funds, and the matter will be reported in the second quarter of this year to the CDC meeting, together with the beneficiary who had completely changed from carpentry to resale of household goods. Remedial measure, Chair. The Council will intensify monitoring so that the loan beneficiaries are guided to apply approved before the change of the project. Other query, Chair, is payment of soft loans to ineligible beneficiaries. Cause of the query, Chair, is Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and state that the district had no companies registered, wholly and owned by youth in the district. Action taken. Council has continued sensitizing the youth and the WDCs to register companies, especially those being sponsored by CDF. Remedial measure, Chair. Council is ensuring continuous sensitizations are conducted in order to encourage more youths to own companies. Chair, we go to cross-cutting issues. Budget funding and expenditure. Cause of the query, Chair. Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and state that the disbursed amount was less than the budgeted amount because of the funds withheld at the source of the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development for construction of Chief's Palace and insurance. Action taken, Chair. Council wishes to report that the Ministry of Local Government has since communicated the purpose. The funds were withheld at source under circular number, which we have stated there, issued on 3rd January 2023. Remedial measure, Chair. Council will continue to engage the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to ensure funds withheld at source are communicated on time. Retained for Chief's Palace, Chair, is another query. Cause of the query, Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and state that the disbursed amount was less than the budgeted amount because of the...
this one can skip it.
Thank you, Chair.
Chief's Palace's queries, just skip them.
Unspent funds, Chair. Cause of the query, Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and state that the unspent funds was made up of unimplemented approved 2023 community projects, empowering grants, empowerment loans, secondary boarding and skills development bursaries, and administrative costs which have since been implemented. Action taken, Council has since spent the 25.7 million, Chair, and documentation is available for verification. Remedial measure, Council will ensure that funds are spent within the financial year, Chair. Unspent fund community projects, Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and report that the completion of Civic Center could not be completed within the accounting period because of the contractual clearance. Action taken, Council has since spent the 4.6 million, Chair, on the completion of Civic Center under community project and procurement of desks, and documentation is available for verification. Remedial measure, Chair. Council will ensure that the projects are implemented and completed within the accounting period. And spends funds, Chair, empowerment grants. Cause of the query, management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and state that the funds were spent within the accounting period. Action taken, Chair. Council wishes to report that the empowerment grants amounting to 2.1 were spent during the period under review as shown in the table below. Remedial measure, Chair, taken. Council is ensuring that empowerment grants are spent within the accounting period. Unspent funds empowerment grants. Cause of the query, Chair. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and state that the funds were spent within the accounting period. Action taken, Chair. Council wishes to report that the empowerment grants amounting to 2.1 were spent during the period under review as shown in the table above. Council is remedial measure taken, Chair. Council is ensuring that the empowerment grants are spent within the accounting period. Chair, secondary boarding and skills development bursaries. Cause of the query, Chair, Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and state that the unspent funds under secondary boardings skills development bursaries were as a result of low turnout in the number of pupils applying for sponsorship. Action taken, Council varied 2.9 million, Chair, from bursary component to community projects, and 2.4 has been spent on the 4 varied projects, and the balance of 269 has been spent on secondary boarding and skills development, and the documentation is available for verification. Remedial measure, Chair, Council is ensuring that the sensitization are conducted in all the 17 wards in order to encourage more students to undertake the secondary boarding skills development. Unspent funds, Chair, administrative costs. Cause of the query, Chair, Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and state that over expenditure on administrative costs totaling 230,261 was a result of the balance brought forward from the 2022, which was spent in 2023. Action taken, Chair, Council is to ensure that funds are utilized within the accounting period in order to avoid the over expenditure noted in here, Chair. A remedial measure, Council is ensuring that funds are utilized within the accounting period in order to avoid over expenditure. Community projects, Chair. Council wishes, cause of the query, Chair, Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and report that 9 work in progress project for 20 have since been completed. Action taken, Council has since implemented and completed the 9 work in progress projects, and documentation is available for verification. Remedial measure taken, Chair, Council will ensure that the projects are implemented and completed within the accounting period. Community projects, Chair, cause of the query, Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and report that some projects could not be implemented within the accounting period, such as the completion of Civic Center and the Chief's Palace, were the 2 remaining projects. Action taken, Council has since completed the 5 work-in-progress projects and 1 project from the outstanding projects, which the other projects are stored due to succession wrangles in the chiefdom, and the documentation is available for verification. Remedial measure, Chair, Council will ensure that the projects are implemented within the accounting period. Analysis of performance, youth, women and community grants, Chair. Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and state that over-allocated funds was as a result of 1 club that had failed to provide the banking details from the 2022 empowerment grants allocation. Action taken, Council wishes to report that the empowerment grant amounting to 2.19800 have since been disbursed, and documentation is available for verification. Council is remedial measure, Chair, taken. Council is ensuring that empowerment grants are spent within the accounting period. Performance analysis, soft loans, Chair. Cause of the query, Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and state that the amount received by application was made up of the balance brought forward from 2022 and 2023 allocated, resulting in a negative variance of 1,392,865. Action taken, Council wishes to report that the 2022 loans amounting to 2.934,349.84 and the 2023 loans amounting to 3,227,785 have since been disbursed, and documentation is available for verification. A remedial measure, Chair, Council will ensure that the soft loans are disbursed during the accounting period. Failure to recover loans. Cause of the query, Chair, Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and state that the failure to recover the loans was as a result of default by loan beneficiaries. Action taken, Council has since written warning letters to all defaulting loan beneficiaries, and so far 430 14,168 has been recovered from the loan beneficiaries, and documentation is available for verification. A remedial measure chair, council is ensuring that the loan beneficiary assets are registered in the council's name and payment are made in stages in order to monitor the implementation process. Secondary boarding and skills development bursaries. Chair, cause of the query, council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and state that during the period under review, some students had not completed their studies. Action taken, council wishes to report that all of them have since completed their studies and documentation is available for verification. Remedial measure chair, council will ensure that all students under CDF sponsorship graduate from their studies. Analysis of performance of desks. Cause of the query chair, council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and state that all planned desks were delivered during the accounting period. Action taken, council wishes to report that all planned desks were delivered and documentation is available for verification. Remedial measure chair, council will ensure that the planned activities are implemented within the accounting period. Misappropriation of grants, chair, management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and state that the matter was reported to police on 31st July 2024 and the suspect has since been arrested pending court hearing. Action taken, council wishes to report that the matter is currently in court awaiting judgment. Remedial measure chair, council will ensure that the misappropriation is reported to the relevant authorities in order to deter would-be offenders. Chair, I submit.
Thank you very much for that submission. Points of clarifications, Honorable Kamondo.
Yeah, thank you. Before we could go to any points of clarification, it's my view that maybe the witness can excuse us for 2 minutes. We discuss within ourselves, then we'll call them later.
Okay. Witness, give us 2 minutes. We'll call you back.
Watching Parliament at television, the Committee on Local Government Accounts is considering the report of the Auditor General on the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, for the financial year ended at 31st December 2023. And now SIWANG'ANDU Town Council is appearing before the committee, but the committee has taken a 2 minutes break, meaning it will reconvene later. So I urge you not to go away. Stay glued to Parliament television.